Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it has just finished at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 3, AFC Bournemouth 0. I think half an hour ago, an hour ago, I was well, I don't have very much hair, but I was tearing what little hair I have out from the fact that it felt like one of those games where we were going to have a lot of the ball, we were going to have the majority of the chances, but we were going to be wasteful and we'll get caught on the break or a set piece or something like that and come unstuck. Fortunately, it didn't go like that. Starting 11 was exactly the same as Spurs, as the starting lineup for Spurs. We started off really well. Like we could have been. Declan Rice said at the end of the game, we could have been 4 or 5 up in the first half. It took a penalty decision, which, to be honest, Saka was through on goal. The Bournemouth goalkeeper, Travers, Havertz leaves a leg out and goes over as Travers comes out. I thought it was a dive. At first I thought, yeah, penalty, and then when it started showing the replays, I was like, yeah, Saka. Havertz has brought that, basically. He's made a meal of it, essentially. But it was given, and Saka converts the penalty, and I think he scored every penalty this season. I think every penalty he's taken, he's scored, and it just goes to show how much resilience he has. You know, going from what happened at the Euros, where he missed the sort of vital penalty that would have kept England in the final, to now sort of being Arsenal's primary penalty taker. It just goes to show how mentally strong he has been for the past 2 years. So yeah, we go in at halftime 1-0. I was expecting us to come out and have a little bit less of the ball anyway, but Bournemouth were probably better. They didn't have too many chances, and anything that they did have was kind of dealt with defensively, or Raya dealt with. And then, you know, we catch them on the break. Declan Rice puts in Leandro Trossard 2-0, and, you know, we can sort of breathe a sigh of relief. Then Bournemouth go up the other end, and there's a load of scrappiness going on. And the ball ends up in the net, and you're thinking, oh no, here we go, another 15-20 minutes of basically what happened at Spurs, 2-1. But the goal gets ruled out because of a foul by Dominic Solanke on David Raya. I couldn't actually see what they were looking at, because what annoyed me was that the TNT Sports commentators here in the UK were trying their best to make it a goal to Bournemouth. So they were trying, because obviously they control the narrative, they control what we're meant to be watching, and they're basically saying, oh, there was a foul by Saliba on Billings, there was blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, was there? But then at the same time, I'm sort of watching it thinking, well, I can't see where the foul is, essentially. And they were focusing on Solanke and Raya, so that must be what VAR are looking at. But no matter what happened, the commentators were trying their best to make out as if, no, that's not what the VAR cameras should be looking at. They should be looking at this. But anyway, I think we were lucky on both decisions. But yeah, the goal was disallowed, 2-0. And then, you know, it was just sort of pretty good game management. We got another chance, which Declan Rice took to make it 3-0. Declan Rice was probably the best player on the pitch today. And yeah, we go into the week to the rest of the games today, 4 points clear at the top of the table, with Man City hosting Wolves in the 5:30 kickoff. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to watch the game, because I don't foresee Wolves doing anything. I think the only way, and this is probably jinxing it, I think the only way that I'm going to make any sort of effort to watch that game is if I see that that Wolves are doing something, or if it's like the 75th minute and it's still 0-0 or something like that, will probably be the only way I'd go out of my way to watch it. But yeah, it was a decent performance. I think we could have been better second half. First half we were brilliant, but yeah, I think we could have been better second half. But at this stage of the season, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not about the performance, it's about the result. We have to make sure that we get out there with 3 points. And to some, particularly Bournemouth fans, they'll probably think that 3-0 is a little bit flattering, that they deserve something from the game. They probably deserved at least 1 goal. But I don't think overall they deserve to get a draw or anything like that. And it's another clean sheet. I think this confirms that David Raya now wins the Golden Glove for the season. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But I think he was 1 clean sheet away from doing that. So yeah, that's good. It means that, you know, it was a signing a lot of us, me included, sort of raised our people's eyebrows about. But it seems to have paid off. You know, I think we've had more clean sheets this season than for a while. So yeah, pretty good. And then now it's on to part 2 of the squeaky bum time trilogy. Manchester United away. Now, I've said before, I think I said in the preview for this game, that yes, Manchester United have had a very poor season this season, but this is the one game where I could imagine they're going to put on the best performance of the season. There's part of me that's hoping that they're just going to concentrate on the cup now. They're in the FA Cup final against City, but they have a chance to derail our season. I mean, depending on what happens today, this is why I sort of remain in a fool's hope that Wolves might do something. And if Wolves do something, it kind of means less that we have to win. We have to win against Manchester United. But all I can see realistically is a Man City win. So we're going to have to go to Manchester United and we're going to have to win. And yeah, it's scaring the shit out of me. Probably just as much, a little bit less than Spurs, like Spurs because it's Spurs. But yeah, with Man United, obviously, I grew up as an Arsenal fan when the rivalry was between Manchester United and Arsenal. And yeah, if somehow Manchester United managed to kind of end our season in the penultimate game of a Premier League season where, on balance, we've probably been better than Man City this season, it would be devastating. So yeah, like, I don't know, like just thinking about it is worrying me. So it'll be another one where I'll be behind the sofa watching it. And let's see what happens. But yeah, good win today. And yeah, we move on. We just have to focus on the next game. We can't, as Rice said at the end of the game, we shouldn't be focusing on Man City, just focusing on ourselves. So yeah, we've just got to win these last 2 and see what happens and see whether City drop points on the way. I think their game in hand is at Spurs. And there's a lot of sort of banter going on in the Spurs fan base where they're like, oh yeah, we're going to just roll over and let City win so you don't win the league and all this kind of stuff. But I'm hoping that isn't the message that Ange Postecoglou is putting into his players. I'm hoping that, like, they don't do that. I'm hoping that they go out and, I mean, it's Spurs, but it's for the first time I'm hoping they do go out and do something against City in a couple of weeks. I think it's I think it's Thursday coming. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, so hopefully that happens. But yeah, overall, pretty pleased with that. Yeah, all we can do is what we're already doing. So yeah, I am going to leave it there. I will be back again in the week, probably on Saturday. The preview will come out for Manchester United. Hoping to have a special guest on there, but it's not confirmed yet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just planning essentially, but we'll see what happens. I say special guest, it's someone that's been on the channel before. I think the only person that's been on the channel. So I'm going to try and see if I can get him on again to join me with the preview for Manchester United. But I mean, it might not happen, so it might just be me. But anyway, leaving it there. Good performance, great win. We keep up the momentum, we keep the pressure on City. Let's see what Wolves can do today, and that's it. That's all we can do. As always, like and subscribe, and take care and stay safe.